Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to talk about the ultrasound I had at the maternal fetal medicine doctor. So keep watching to hear more about that. Okay everyone, so first off I want to apologize because I know in the last video I said that, the next video will be an ultrasound video. And this video is me talking about our ultrasound. But unfortunately, we couldn't record the ultrasound. So I asked, and part of me, not that I would encourage this, but part of me kind of wonders if I didn't ask if Casey could have recorded, because there wasn't, he had his phone out. He didn't like have it up, recording or anything, but they weren't telling him to put his phone away or anything, but I just asked, and the nurse was like, no, we don't allow that here. And which is kind of weird, I guess, because the other place, and maybe it's a maternal fetal medicine thing, I don't know, because there's high risk stuff going on and maybe like diagnosis stuff going on, I don't know. And so when I went to just down the hall to the regular OB, she had no problem with it. So, and she was part of the same, I guess, facility, but just not the high-risk doctor. So anyway, that was a really big bummer. And hopefully in the future, I'm gonna have ultrasounds like all the time, I think, pretty much. Like in maybe 4 weeks or so, it's gonna start, and like every 2 weeks I'm going in for ultrasounds. I'm not sure if every single time I'll be doing ultrasounds, but I think it will be. So anyway, we might have opportunities for ultrasounds in the future, if we have a different nurse, or, maybe we just try, and then if they say put the phone away, we'll put it away, but, just kind of see what happens. So hopefully I'll have some videos in the future. It is really fun to see it, and it was really fun to see it today. Just to see these 3 little babies inside of me looking like babies, like complete little babies. And they were moving around a lot, especially the one that's by itself. So the fraternal triplet was moving around a lot and just kicking, and it's crazy to think that they're moving around so much and I can't feel it. That's really weird. But they were all moving, they all, had their heartbeats checked, and I didn't write it down. I don't know if they probably gave me some information with it on it, but it was like, I think they were all around 150, 160, so sorry, I'm like yawning, I'm tired, but they went down definitely from that like high 170, 180 when I was 9 weeks. So I'm 11 weeks and 5 days today. And so they're all around, it was like 150 something and 160 something and then another 150 something. So they're all pretty similar. And we actually got to hear the heartbeats for the first time, which was really cool. And I don't know if I mentioned this in a video in the past, but the OB, and actually you probably heard her say it in the ultrasound video, but that they don't do the Doppler to hear the heartbeat in the first trimester typically. And this nurse said that she would just do it for a little bit. She just did it for a little bit for each one. Since I am 11 weeks and 5 days, she felt like I was far enough along that we could just hear a little snippet of each of their heartbeats. So that was pretty amazing. And honestly, guys, it was like, I was talking to Casey was actually after we got home, and like while I was having the ultrasound, I was just like smiling so much and just, I don't know, it's just really cool to see these little humans like that look like babies inside of me now for the first time I've ever experienced that. And just to see them so active and moving in their arms and their legs and their faces and all of that was just so amazing. And you know, when later today I was talking to Casey and I was just like getting emotional just because I was like, oh my gosh, these are babies, you know, and not that they weren't babies before, but it's just something about seeing them, you know, when they actually look like little babies and they're moving around so much, and just like it makes it feel more real and more like just me like falling in love with them. Like, I don't know, I'll probably get emotional now, but just like just falling in love with them already and just seeing them that way today. It was just really special. And I really wish I could have shared that video, you know, and even had a video for myself, and maybe we'll get some in the future, but just experiencing that for the first time and just seeing that each one was, you know, at least right now looks just like a little baby. And it was just pretty amazing. Even one of them, it was funny because she was wanting to see the arms, and there was actually all of them kind of did this at one point where they're kind of putting their hands over their face like this, so she couldn't see the arms very well. And I think she was also trying to get like a profile maybe of them, so they had their hands over their face, so she couldn't see that either. But they did eventually like reveal themselves. But one of them, it was like boom, boom. It looked like it's like punch, he or she, we don't know, but just like doing this like punch move. And so anyway, it was just cool. And one of them looked like it was doing did a flip or something, I don't know, and just kicking a lot. And yeah, I know that soon I'll get to feel that, which will be pretty amazing. So anyway, I am gonna show you guys, I got a ton of pictures. I mean, let me just show you how long this thing is. Like, it keeps on going and going and going. So the nurse told me, she's like, you know, don't show people in the waiting room how many pictures you got because they might get jealous. But you know, when you have 3, and you're gonna get 3 times the amount of pictures, and the whole process takes probably 3 times as long. So for her to see, she wanted to see, you know, their arms, their legs, their stomach, the umbilical cord coming from their stomach, their brain, their face, their bladder, their, you know, I don't know what all, you know, measuring them, everything, and their heartbeats. So anyway, there was, you know, it just takes time with all this. So I'm going to show you some of the ones, you know, where you can really see the babies clearly. So that's, they call this one baby A, which is one of the identicals, and it's the one that's closest to my cervix. So that's kind of how they measure, or how they letter them. The one closest to their cervix is A, and then as they get further away, B and C. And then this is still baby A, but they look like babies now. Still baby A. I think that's with the hand over the face. And let's see, this one is baby B. So this is the other identical. And it's got its hands over its face and stuff too. And let's see, Just another one, a baby B. Move the hands so you can see the face well. And this is baby C. So yeah, it's just There's still some more baby C. You can't see that one very well. This is the one that's like furthest away from my cervix. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's all the pictures of the baby. Where you can see there's some things, you know, where it's like, you know, I'm not really sure what that is, but that's, you know, maybe the head and something, I'm not sure. And, you know, there's two of them. One of the identicals and the paternal. But anyway, it was just really fun to see that. And even Casey was saying that, yeah, it just feels more real now that, you know, you see them and there's these live babies inside of me moving and kicking around and we can see them. So that's just, it's just amazing. And it was funny too, I want to say this, I got in there and, you know, I went to the bathroom and gave like a urine sample and everything, and then I come back in the room and the nurse is already in there with Casey, and I'm thinking, you know, she's gonna leave and tell me, you know, to take my pants off and everything. And she's like, okay, well, we're gonna do your ultrasound. And I was so like confused in a way. I was like, I need to take my pants off. And she's like, no, you don't. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So, you know, this is like the first time, you know, I just was able to have the ultrasound on top of my stomach. So I was like, this is great. I have to have that transvaginal ultrasound. So anyway, it just was like, I was excited about that, I guess, and now I don't have to do those. And I mean, who knows, there may be reasons why I need to do it in the future, but that was a fun surprise, I guess, because I don't know, I guess I just didn't really know exactly when they transfer over to doing it on top of the stomach versus a transvaginal ultrasound, but I didn't have to do the transvaginal today, so that was fun, definitely. But yeah, so that was the experience. Now, the doctor came in, he was really nice. I think I'm gonna really like it. I've heard good things about him from other people that have had him. But he definitely kind of just gave the download of the risk that come with triplets and the risks that come with Mo-Di twins, that they're sharing a placenta. And so yeah, he just kind of went over, you know, all the risk of, you know, for a normal pregnancy, just like triples with everything pretty much, for preeclampsia, diabetes, anemia, all that stuff, and then just birth defects and, you know, just different things like that. So he was just kind of, you know, giving me the information, but he did it in a very like not, I don't know, it was like straightforward, but not, I wouldn't say like doom and gloom, and not necessarily like overly optimistic either. So I felt like he was clear, but it didn't feel like, oh my gosh, my babies are not gonna make it. So, you know, they talked about some things they can do to kind of help. You know, preterm labor is the biggest thing that, you know, we will face really. So, you know, he said, you know, it just depends, you know, 30, 32 weeks, but, you know, even further along, and, you know, they're just gonna keep an eye on my cervix and just, you know, see if that's thinning and opening, especially, you know, later on, and all of that, and just really monitor everything really well, with me going every 2 weeks. So, and then I'm sure, like, you know, more frequently later on too. So anyway, that, you know, it was stuff that, you know, we needed to hear. It wasn't too overwhelming in a way, because, you know, just I've heard some of this stuff already, but, you know, he did talk about the twin-to-twin transfusion problem that can happen with the Mo-Di twins, and, you know, that's just something they're going to keep an eye on and really watch. So yeah, that's a big thing. He also said he wants me to be on baby aspirin to help reduce the risk of preeclampsia, the high blood pressure, and all those kind of things. So I'm gonna start doing that soon. I'm gonna order it on Amazon. And yeah, those were kind of the big things. You know, he did talk about, so any of you who might be pregnant with multiples or something like that, just so you know, they will, you know, give you the option, present the option to you of selective reduction is what they call it, I think. Selective reduction, yeah. And, you know, that is basically, I mean, basically killing, you know, some of the babies. And with the hope that it helps improve the health and the outcome for the other 2 or 1. So, you know, they do need to present that information. And I know some people, you know, make that choice, and not saying that, you know, I'm here to judge anyone with what choice they make. But, you know, both Casey and I, you know, they did talk about that even, you know, earlier on with us. And we both were just like, no, we want to give these babies a chance, and, you know that there's, you know, a lot of times that things turn out just wonderful and fine. So we know the risks are definitely increased, but we want to give each one of these babies a chance. And it is, you know, he did say sometimes, you know, with triplets, you know, when it gets up to quad and quint and all that stuff, like it becomes even more of an issue. And triplets is kind of on that line of like, you know, I don't know. So he wasn't like pushy about it at all. He just said he just wanted to present that opportunity, or not opportunity, but that option to us, because I guess it's kind of just something they need to do for people with multiples. So, but we are not, and it's hard for me to even imagine doing that. Like, I couldn't, you know, and not saying, you know, that's just how we feel and our conviction about it. And we just, especially seeing these little babies that just look so much like just a little humans inside of me, and they are, you know, and it's just, yeah, we could not do that. But just wanted to let you guys know that that is something that they do talk to you about, and, you know, want you to make a decision on. So, but yeah, so things look good right now. And yeah, it was fun seeing the babies. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. And again, I'm so sorry I couldn't share a video with you guys about this, because that would have been so fun to just see them tumbling around and kicking and all that stuff. And even for me to have a recording of that. But maybe in the future, I don't know, we'll see. But okay, guys, so I will see you in the next video, and hope you're all doing well, and wherever you are in your fertility treatment and all that stuff, you know, just keep us updated. For those of you who are still trying, for those of you who are, you know, having transfers come up, you're not alone, and, you know, we're here for you. This community on YouTube, Instagram, there's so many people, and just even other people around you, hopefully, you know, just that this topic is being more and more open to talk about, of infertility and people needing to have treatment, you know, even IVF or different treatments and stuff like that. So you're not alone, and I'm hoping for the best for all of you who are still waiting and hoping for that miracle baby, or babies in our case. So, okay, well, I'll see you guys. Bye.